Hey guys, I'm back here again from C&H Mall. Got another quick video here for you. We finally got the lawnmower all put back together over here. I just want to do a final review video of the machine we got done here, because I made the first video, the previous one, about the carb and the fuel system and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be a good idea to do the follow-up video for the machine. This is the good old Lawnboy 20-inch machine right here. This is a non-self-propelled unit. The reason why the customer bought this one was because their yards are relatively flat, and they really didn't have to, need a self-propelled drive unit, because if you have a relatively flat yard, it's not really necessary to have a self-propelled drive unit out there for that. So we got the machine all put back together over here. I just want to show you what the old carb looks like on here as well too. Here's the old air filter. We did a total tune-up on this machine here as well too. So we did total fuel system cleaning, carb, and new carb, new air filter tune-up, new blade. The old air filter was getting, it wasn't too bad, but it was getting, funny looking out there for that. So we replaced that as well too, along with the tune-up. And this one is a genuine filter, the original one on here. Anytime you do the carb jobs on these things, guys, it's always a good idea to replace the intake gaskets anytime you take them off, because your intake gaskets basically seal your intake system on the machine, so you don't have any kind of upset balances of the carb air fuel mix ratio. So anytime you do that, here's the old carb right here. You have the intake gasket where the air box is right here. Always gotta replace that one, because you don't want any kind of debris bypassing the air filter box unit. So you have to take the old one off, and you're gonna need to replace it and put a new one on there. And this is the old carb right here for reference points as well too. It looks almost identical to the new one we stuck on the machine, other than maybe a couple little cosmetic details, but that's basically it. And here's the old intake gasket right here as well too. These old intake gaskets, they tend to get baked on and around the actual back portion of your carb right here as well too, because anytime you have a engine right there that's like hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, they tend to start baking up around here, and they want to stick on here. And if you reuse the old intake gasket on there, more than likely it'll start pulling off chunks and pieces on the actual piece where it mates up to the carb's back portion right here as well too, guys. So that's what it looks like right there on one side. There's the other side right there. This is the back side where it mates up to the block of the intake manifold right here as well too. And this side, the other side, you can definitely see where you're starting to pull away on the back, where you're starting to get all this little white flaky stuff on the back here, and it was pulling away on doing that. So if you want to make sure the machine's going to run good after you get done doing that, always replace the two intake gaskets. Replace the front one where the air box is, replace the back one on the back side of the intake system behind the carb. And here's the part number for the actual part again for reference points. There you go. Let me zoom in here for you. There's your part number for the carb assembly, made in China. And we'll give you a shot of the identification on the back of the engine here as well too. For the Kohler engine, this engine is the Kohler XT1490-225. So we'll zoom in here for that. There you go. There's your spec and information for the serial number of the Kohler Courage engine. And this Lawnboy, we'll give you a shot of the engine, or the Lawnboy's model number down here as well too. Here's your identification tag right there, 10603, with the serial number starting with 31 on there as well too, guys. So this is a non-self-propelled machine. The customer also he installed a aftermarket piece of fuel line on it. He's basically wanted us to have a fuel filter, so we stuck a good old Red Briggs fuel filter in this machine right here as well too. So we'll go ahead and fire it up here for you and see how it runs. And it should fire up in one pull basically. The other thing we did notice on here was he has the older designed call bracket for the bell control on there. These things are notoriously weak. If you do have one of the earlier designs like this one has on here, I would strongly advise to replace it with the newer updated version right here. The newer updated version has a reinforcement arm in the back portion right here, so whenever it's engaging and disengaging against the brake on here, there's less likelihood it will break. So I strongly advise to upgrade that piece if you're one is starting to get worn. Basically what happens is this arm right here that sticks out, it starts bending forwards. What we did right here, a cheap wagon, is like bend it back maybe about 1/4 of an inch, and it should engage and disengage better right here. However, the customer didn't want to spend the money to have the thing replaced, so we just did it, the cheap repair. And we did tell them that it may fail in the future, so just be mindful of that fact. But we do recommend replacing the bell control arm here if you have a machine with the older design, as this one is right here. It's only about, I think, like 20-25 bucks a part on eBay typically. So enough of the BS. We'll get ahead and just fire this thing up here, and it should fire up in one pull because it's got a brand new carb and everything is put back together as it should. So we'll go ahead and do that right now, so bear with me here for a couple seconds. I'm gonna get my hand over here. There you go, fires up in one pull. No problem, good to go. Sounds good. Engine's running nice and smooth. So the engine passed the test right there. We did run it for about 5 minutes to verify it was running okay before the video. You always have to run a machine prior to giving it back to the customer, because you never know when you might have a possible problem pop up after you get done doing some kind of repair. So it's always a good idea to thoroughly test run a machine for at least 5 minutes every single time you do any kind of repairs on, because you never know when another problem might pop up, or you just need to verify the repair was actually done correctly on a machine after. The reason we chose 5 minutes was because your engine should be relatively hot after you do that, because after about 5 minutes and about 95 degrees out here right now, your engine should be like cooking out there. Basically, it'll be like super hot. So it's always a good idea to run for at least 5 minutes to verify the carb, the ignition system's working okay, and also you have an auto choke on the machine. This one has the crap auto choke on it. Always want to verify the auto choke will be functioning on the machine as well too. And this is the Kohler Courage engine on here as well too, with the goofy smart choke they have on it. It has two different systems on here for the Kohler smart choke. You have the the heat element on the exhaust side over here that actuates the one portion of the choke, and you also have the let me see and show you here again. You have the vacuum line on the other side right here as well too. You have this vacuum port line over here that also actuates another portion on the auto choke feature as well too. So that's everything about the machine here, guys. If anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot, this has been a follow-up test video for the repairs we did in the previous video. So if you have any questions, drop me a message here, and I'll try to get back to you within some, within, I'd say, about 24 to 48 hours with some kind of a basic question about this machine, guys. So I'll see you, and have a nice day.